Hey everyone, this is Black 7 here, and today, after I'd say several weeks, I've decided to make my own thoughts and opinions about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And yeah, we'll just get right into it. These games were like heavily hinted and implied for like I'd say the past, I'd say way back in like March when there was like a leak, like a Pokemon Insider. But yeah, I was gonna say like Pokemon Zero, but it was just like someone that within Nintendo name of Pixelpar. I don't know if he's like an insider or not, but like apparently he pretty much cryptically leaked out the titles, not the titles, but like the titles of the games via like drawings and stuff. And that's basically. And now I think he's laid low because obviously Nintendo's probably going after him or something. I don't know. Enough about that. So Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are basically from. By the way, this is the trailer. I think for those of you who watched it, I'm not gonna put it on because obviously it's gonna put a strike on my video. So I'll just leave it in the description. So for those of you who watched the trailer, it's basically like maybe I'll just go to the pre-release screenshots. Like, you see all these features, like, this is Kanto Route 1 right here. You catch all those Pidgeys and Rattatas that you're not gonna use. Holy shit, like, are these, like, they're way too big. Okay, this is a perfect size. I'm just saying. Like, that screenshot was way too big. This looks like cycling road, so. So these are all the images that were within the video, so for those of you who want to like, there's not really much showcase, like, the only thing that they did show off was like trading with Pokemon Go, since this game will connect with Pokemon Go to begin with, hence the whole Let's Go and all that stuff. And Go is basically Pokemon Let's Go is technically Go, but just like with all the updated. In my opinion, that's how I see it. Like Pokemon Let's Go is essentially like a Kanto reboot of Pokemon Go skin, with just all the stuff you've seen, because they do remove wild battles in favor of like the catching, and they do in favor of catching Pokemon instead. Which a lot of people have been like kind of like upset about that, but to be honest, I don't want to say it's like a feature that, oh god, this image is big. I don't want to say that's like a feature that I don't enjoy, nor do I like. It's just something I have to see. It's just something I gotta see. So with all these images, like, let me just get like straight out into it. So I think the main appeal of these games is basically Kanto and the Gen 1 Pokemon, the 151. So that's what their like main focus of these games are. And there has been confirmed like information that like there isn't any connectivity to Pokemon from the past Pokemon games aside Let's Go. I mean, outside from Let's Go to Go. Like, I think, but even then, that's like a one-way trade thing. So I don't even think that's like as good. So of course you could like trade in between like with other people, but like with the Let's Go games. But just that's something that's just obvious. So there are some new features that come back, or the old features that come back, like Poke Ride, which seems like, as well as Pokemon following you now, which seems amazing. Like, I was gonna showcase this video, like, shows that training with Pikachu, and yeah, and there is like co-op in this game, but it seems to me that that co-op is basically like a 2v1, where with the trainer, with you the trainer, having like, I think they're just gonna split up your team with like 3 Pokemon. You're gonna each have up to 3 Pokemon each. Because I don't think having like 12 Pokemon is like really like, that would probably like, again, 12 against 6 is just already like, probably just make the game a hell of a lot easier than it is. So, since it's already Kanto. And then, something I didn't see was the, oh yeah, this is like the images shown off from E3. A lot of stuff here regarding Pokemon Go Park. As you can see, you catch Pokemon from like Go. You can send Pokemon from Go to here, and once you catch them in this Pokemon Park, this reminds me of Pal Park from Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. And once you catch these Pokemon, they're yours in the game. So, what am I saying? It seems that like you have to. This game, like when I say that this game, like revolves around is basically Go. Like I really mean it, because it like here you have to input like a code based off Pokemon images for like connecting with people online. So that's how you connect on people online for raids. So anyways, so here this is like a screenshot of Brock. As you can see, Pokemon are following you. I think people are kind of like, I don't know how long is it that people have been like saying or clamoring for that. I think that's probably the most, I'm gonna be honest, that's probably the most useless yet appealing feature that like Game Freak has brought back. Because I don't mind, because I don't really give much about like Pokemon following you. In fact, I kind of find it annoying at times, but at the same, but I don't know. That's like that's something like a nice touch. It's a nice touch that they added like gym like actual stalls here, or like an actual like place for people to sit here for a gym battle, almost like the anime. That's kind of cool. And here, this is a Viridian Forest. You can see like all the, oh yeah, one thing is that I would like to point out is all the Pokemon are no longer, there's no wild Pokemon battles. Instead, all the Pokemon are outside, and you have to catch them via like Pokemon Go. Whereas like in the other games, you have to like catch them, or you have to battle them. So I don't know about how people feel about that one. So I know it's very split. That alone has split the fandom. So, and then we see an image of Pikachu battling this trainer, this Pidgey. So not really much to say. Battles do occur, but yeah. And then there's just new screenshots of, I think this is the player select screen. This is in Japanese, like whether you be the boy or girl. But to be honest, like, I have not seen, something I have not noticed is like, I don't know if like whether the boy or girl, if you pick the boy, if you're able to pick the Eevee, and if you pick the girl, you can pick Pikachu, because that's something I've noticed. And of course, you can like, their main starters are likely gonna be, whoa there, and it's already a big ass image, so anyways, I'll just get into the meat and greedy of the whole video. So now that we've like kind of got through like a good idea of what these games are gonna be like, just because based off these images and whatnot, like, and also the videos, like there's also like E3 coverage of these games. So in fact, like there's like I think Treehouse did like an entire like 30 minutes or no, like 30 or 40 plus minutes of like them showcasing the game from Viridian Forest up to Brock. And they do have like, the things I've noticed from that is Pikachu is pretty much the Eevee are become the item finders, and they do follow you no matter what, so you can't like call them back. Another thing I've noticed is that like when I call them back, I mean like they're gonna follow you no matter what. unless you put them in the PC. So I don't know if that's the thing. Oh, speaking of the PC, I think the PC you can have the PC with you all you want. So that's pretty much like having, like, in a way, that's like having like a Pokemon Center, like a semi Pokemon Center with you. Because if you think about it, the PC, unless they make the PC like how it was in Gen 4, not Gen 4, Gen 1, where like you have to heal your Pokemon via PC and then like then you go back. So I think they're gonna do something like that, because like just having the PC around just as an option, like you carrying like some kind of like tablet that just sends Pokemon back and forth would just like break the game. Because like just having like, it would just make Pokemon centers irrelevant, because like why would I go there when I could just go on the PC, just clear out my mons and get them back up to full health. So that's pretty much likely what's gonna happen. If they do that, then they're like, it'll just make Pokemon centers like almost pointless. So that's something I just thought of. So regarding the capture mechanics, like you do have to use the switch control to like capture Pokemon, similar to how like you capture Pokemon in Pokemon Go. However, I'm not so sure if there's going to be any more depth to the game aside of that, because like let's say like if you're catching a legendary, I don't know whether these Pokemon also flee, because that's gonna be suck, because especially when you're like trying to catch a legendary like Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, or Mewtwo, that's gonna suck though. Especially if they just like flee after the battle. Like, cause I already have like problems just catching Pokemon and legendaries and like Go already. Especially like once you put like the golden raspberry, and then like it should make it easier, not like harder than it is already. So the Pokemon will just move away at the right moment. So yeah. So how I feel about this, to be honest, I'm not so sure, but at the same time, I'm open for them to trying new stuff. Like catching Pokemon with this, it just makes it somewhat easier in my opinion, since you're gonna be getting like from battles now, from now on, you're gonna keep getting like money and Pokeballs, so you can just get a lot of items if you think about it. So just doing this method. So one thing I've noticed is that like about these games, and I'll just go back to the screen, like they did mention that there's gonna be one new Pokemon from Pokemon Go, but we're not so sure what it's gonna be. So it's like similar to like how they added Blacephalon, Poipole, Naganadel, and like Sakataka. So there's gonna be one new Pokemon. If I had to guess, it likely might be an evolution or a Pikachu, because to be honest, or Pikachu evolution. But I really don't know, because they can do anything what they want with these games. So yeah. One thing that I really wanted to point out, or I forgot to mention, was the Pokeball Go Plus. It seems like you're going to be able to get this accessory via this peripheral, via like once these games come out, and it's basically like, it acts like a controller, and you can just move around and stuff. It's almost similar to how like you could move around with like the Switch controller. So, and you could take it out, and this is basically like a Pokewalker, whereas you could just put Pokemon inside, and you could actually hear it. Like you just send a Pokemon from your Switch to the Pokewalker, and you could hear the Pokemon inside, and you might get items and stuff. So when you walk, and if you notice this Mew, for a limited time offer. Now keep in mind, limited time right here. Once you purchase a Pokeball Go Plus, you get this level 10 Mew. Now, the thing is about this Mew is that a lot of people have been like complaining or saying, oh, that this is like basically like a paywall. And I do agree that the price is very steep for the Pokeball Go Plus. It's like $50. So I guess that's why they did it, because they had to like, okay, so alright, so even though this thing is like, I do think the Pokeball Go Plus is expensive, but like with getting Mew and stuff, so well, that's the thing, like if you want to get Mew, you're gonna have to get the Pokeball Go Plus regardless, because the thing is, you can't send your own Mew from Go to the new games, which I think is shitty. That's actually kind of shitty if you ask me. And I don't know how long people are going to do soft resetting, or if you're even going to be able to do soft resetting in the first place. Which I think I'll get myself into. I'll talk about that in a bit. So, there's like one thing that I noticed about these games is there is somewhat of a lack of like focus in battling. Even though they say like, oh, there's battling in this game, it's more focused towards catching aspect of Pokemon, which I don't think we've never like the Pokemon like any Pokemon game has ever neglected. In fact, it's always added new stuff regarding catching Pokemon. Let's say like new Pokeballs. Like in this just 7th generation, we just got like a new Pokeball with Beast Balls to catch like Ultra Beast. So, but the thing about this is that I'm just not so sure. So let me just all right. So enough of my rambling. So let me just get right into what I actually think about this game. Personally, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that there is multiple save files, but that's only if you have like a different account. So let's say like you have a brother and sister, you could have 3 accounts. If you have like 3 different Nintendo accounts, you can open up Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu or Eevee, like with the same game. But for like, you have like separate files, so you can't select it. You can't like go in between. You kind of have to switch out from your Nintendo's account from your Switch, and then like try registering. So yeah, there's that. Well, back to what I was thinking about. Now, regarding these games, personally, I do think that these games are dumbed down, or I don't want to say dumbed down. They're like winded down mostly for the Pokemon Go audience, and I understand why they're doing this. Just because people, like, the main argument is that, or the main reason there's, like, from Game Freak, they're saying that, is that they want people to, like, play these games almost like how they played, like, Red and Blue, Yellow, and, you know, Gen 1, basically. And I'm not so sure about that, so, because, like, removing, like, features to just please a certain crowd, I don't know if that's worked out in the past, because I've seen certain like video game well, I don't know about that one, but like I just don't know about removing like certain features about like, let's say like wild Pokemon battles, or like or like making the games like more easier, or like removing like certain aspects of like, I guess you could say difficulty, but then I guess I'll get into that in a bit. So like, I do notice that, let me just see, like way back from the screenshots, like I'm just there's this screenshot right here in which I think a lot of people are angry about it. Not angry, but like they're kind of like annoyed. But it's kind of like counterintuitive in a sense. I know people say you don't have to use your Pokemon with type matchups, or like a grass or a water type. But if it's gonna be prevalent and they're just gonna prevent you from like challenging gyms, then it's gonna be like really annoying though. Again, you don't have to battle. You don't have to battle with the Pokemon that you have. Like, say you catch like a Bulbasaur or like an Oddish. Apparently those Pokemon are available in Radiant Forest now, but like, even then, it's like, you kind of have to make these games challenging in a sense, in some fashion. There has to be some kind of challenge. and the fact that the games are just being more watered down way more than that of Sun and Moon, that's telling. And I don't know if that's a good idea, because like you don't want to make the games way too easy to the point where like the people are just gonna be like, they're just gonna like, oh, that's it. Well, let me throw this game out of the trash. I just kidding. Like, I don't think they're gonna throw it out the trash. Just like, it's just that, like, where's gonna be the replayability factor here? Like, there's no like sense of challenge. There's no like sense of, I don't want to say urgency, or sense of self doing, because like a lot of this, most of this game is basically like, when I saw like the game, like I said, like if you haven't seen like the E3 Treehouse demo as well as the trailers, you just see it before yourselves, because it just seems like the game is somewhat handholdy, in the sense that there are certain NPCs, certain like their NPCs, even the rival is gonna give you like items, which I know like that one's kind of like everyone I know that one's kind of like ticked off everyone, how like the new rival Trace is just friendly. I'm like, oh come on. Can't we just have like blue, green, or a Gary type of character? Because like if you're just gonna have like someone just like, oh, don't worry, like you do your best. Like, I mean, you're already zeroing the game with like your level 100 Pokemon, or not, just kidding. Well, but even then, you have access to so many Pokemon early on now. The fact that there's a Bulbasaur and Oddish. I know, like in one of the images, like you see, like right here, there's an Oddish. Like, but the fact that like I know there's a Bulbasaur they showcased, and like the place, and even Butterfree, you can catch that. But that's the thing, like you kind of, and especially if you're gonna have Mew with you. So that's my thing. Like these games have to be somewhat challenging in order for people to like, but I don't know, to like sort of appeal to people. So, and I don't think it really does that very well. Like, yeah, it's the only appeal these games have is just Gen 1, in my opinion, and that's the whole point of it. Just reeling in the Go people, which I don't know, like then again, like Go and Sun and Moon did like drive interest for people to buy Sun and Moon, but at the same time, it's just like I'm not so sure about these games. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna keep all my thoughts about competitive in a separate video, and I'll address my issues in there. But for now, just from like an overall gameplay perspective, like I want to give this game a chance. I'm not gonna like go and like criticize it for like some of it, like for some of its major flaws already. Like the fact that like I think that's like my main flaw right there, is that there's just no challenge. Not like no challenge, but like you already know what the Pokemon game is, so. And people will say like, oh, then just wait for 2019, and I'm like, no, that's just a shitty argument. I think even then, like the fact that Pokemon said that just implies, and also there's like an article and like I don't know if like it's there, but like the fact that there was an article in which Pokemon president or TCPI president Ishihara said like, oh, just trust us with these games, and I'm like, alright. The fact that they're already asking people to trust them is just like, it's pretty much telling that like there's some kind of backlash involved, or some kind of like, which I do admit that people need to calm down regarding these games, because at the end of the day, you're gonna buy these games or not. You're gonna, like, I know there are some Pokemon fans that are waiting to like I myself included, that like are waiting to buy a Nintendo Switch. And of course, that's gonna be like a 300 price tag, as well as like these games. Like they'll probably buy one of these games, like one of the other, like preferably like Pikachu, because I'll get into that in the other video. But like, but yeah, over Eevee. Though I think a lot of people are gonna buy the Eevee version as well. So like more for Eevee than Pikachu. So I'm not so sure, but yeah. So like I said, like I think all this game has to do, all this game has to do is basically just try to be different compared to like the Let's Go, compared to like Go and the Gen 1 games, as much as possible. Of course, it's like following the Kanto like storyline, so I think, or like loosely following it, but like if they could at least try and like make the game somewhat challenging in a sense, somewhat like give like the player purpose, then I could see these games doing well. Like no matter what, this game is gonna do well because it has Pokemon as its name on it. However, I think people may or may not like from I could tell that people might skip from. I could tell that people will likely skip out from these games. Like, mainly because like they don't like. Some people don't like Go. Some people don't like the lack of wild battles. Some people don't like the fact that there's like a lack of battles, and the fact that, oh, I forgot to mention this one major point, that there isn't going to be connectivity back to the other games. So therefore, and I don't even want to know if that's true or not, whether like you're going to have access to all the other 600 and plus Pokemon from other past generations, which in of itself is just like, what? Like, the fact that you don't have like the 600 plus mons that are in fact from like Gen 2 plus, it's just a Kanto and Alola and that one new Pokemon. That's also another negative I would see. Like, I don't think Kanto, like, even though the only appeal it has is nostalgia, it's just it kind of needs to like focus more so on its like, I noticed that Pokemon did focus a lot on the presentation itself than the actual gameplay. So, and that's what they usually do with these game releases lately. So, but yeah, so, or this. Alright, so I think I'm just gonna like cut down. I'm just gonna like end it off here. So overall, I do like the premise of Let's Go in terms of like returning back to Kanto. Well, we have to see how like the reception is, because right now a lot of people are kind of or it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of split the fandom in a way. Some people will skip these games. Some people will just buy these games and say, "Oh my God, the definitive version of Pokemon." Which I'm like, okay, you can't go that far. It's a very dumbed down version of Pokemon. I don't think that these games are gonna be like. If you're expecting these games to be like everything you wanted from Gen, like for like a Pokemon Switch title, it's just gonna be like you're gonna be disappointed. Like, and I just recommend just go play a different Pokemon game aside this one, because it's very likely that's gonna be the case. And regarding competitive, I'll just talk about that in a different video, because I'll have my own thoughts about that. Like regarding like competitive Pokemon. So in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So yeah. So thank you guys for watching. I really want to hear what you guys have regarding your opinions about Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Like, I'm very open about these games, but at the same time, I'm not. But I'm very critical as well, because of course, like there's some stuff that I kind of agree with. So mostly the visuals and the presentation of the game. And there's stuff that I kind of like. I'm not so sure about. So yeah. But I'll save that for the competitive side. So I think that's where like my main criticism are gonna be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like, comment, dislike, or And like I said, I want to hear something from this. So, see ya.